Welcome back
Hello.
again. Welcome to
Yes.
Tags and Designer
Designer
Tags
tags.
with
It's
Shane,
Ronald Graves Andy
both of
and
us.
Shane.
All
Yes.
right, we're getting into our favorite topic, celebrity drag. Well, RuPaul
Say the
Celebrity
real
Drag
title,
Race
bitch.
3.
Well, the real title is RuPaul's Secret Celebrity Drag Race.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it is a secret. It is a secret. And a much better secret this time, all the way
Oh,
around.
yeah.
Bigger stars,
hmm
just better, all the way
This
around.
was
'Cause
way better. This was one
let,
of the best episodes.
let's face it, the only stars on the first two were Nico and Vanessa Williams. Those other ones
Right.
could have,
Low-key. Yeah. Very
yeah,
true.
not low key, major key.
High-key. True.
High key, yeah, they were useless. All right, so let's get into the
True.
PowerPoint right away. Let's put it on. All right, there's us. All right, it was Alex Newell, who is a recording artist. You're more familiar with his work than me. Tell
Wait,
the
I can't
audience a
see.
little bit more.
Okay, yeah. Yes. Yes. So you guys, if you don't know, Alex Renewal is not a singer, he's a sanger, honey. So if you guys don't know about me, I'm musical theater fish. I will go to a musical either here in New York. If there's a musical around, I'm gonna go fucking see it. So when I was in New York, he was in the production of Once on the Island.
Hmm.
When I tell you, he brought the house down. RuPaul actually said it too. RuPaul said he's his favorite vocalist. I would actually say he's mine too. He's my favorite like male vocalist, if you will, because his voice is so strong and powerful. Literally in Once on this Island, I got chills because he can hit these notes, like he can sing. Like I don't know of a male rather that can sing like him. That's why I would say he's my favorite too. Like you need to get into him, Shane. He can sing the house down boots. Like I
I
gag when he
saw that
sings.
music video he did with Niall DeMarco. So I'm not totally unfamiliar, but
Mhm.
I couldn't like be like, if it came on in a club, I'd be immediately be like, this is Alex Newell.
No, because he has like real control of his voice, and it's so strong, and he can hit really high notes. It's almost like a Mariah Carey but male, but like even better. And then on top of that too, he can act because he played that role so beautifully. Like he can act his ass off too. He's actually on a TV show now too. He's on a TV show called Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Oh,
You should
okay.
get into that. You watched it?
I haven't watched it, but I've seen the previews. I'm curious.
Yeah, it's cute. You should get into it. Well, it's good because it actually takes place in San Francisco. I don't know if they actually shoot here. I was trying to see if they shoot here because a bitch would like to be on that styling team. But anyway, yeah, it's supposed to take place in San Francisco, and it's a gag because it has so it's basically like a musical TV show. Basically, they always bust into song. But do you know the mom from Gilmore Girls?
Yeah. Laura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Is it Lauren Graham? Yeah, Lauren Graham.
Yeah, Laura.
So she's on that too, and she tries to sing, and she's always been trying to sing because she tried to do like a musical a while back too. But it's just like, oh, honey, you still need more lessons. But anyway, I'm going off topic. But yes, Alex is the best. Like I lived when I saw him on there. But my only thing is though, with him being on the show, I was just like, I would prefer it to be. Don't get me wrong. I'm livid that he was there, but I would prefer it to be people who literally never like done drag a day in their life before, and he
Yeah.
pretty much lives like that every day.
That was my whole thing because he's very on this gender binary scale where I wouldn't consider him moving towards trans or even drag or, I basically, that is that spectrum. I don't really consider him over here, but he is very gender fluid.
Yeah.
So this was not
So I was surprised to see him on there.
yeah, this wasn't a makeover by any means. This very much was an
Yeah,
elevation of
because he
what
could have
Jordan.
did everything by himself. No shade.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, that is an earring in this photo.
Right.
Ear ring. All right.
She was already a woman. Okay, and
So
then we
if
have
he
Dustin.
comes to San Francisco and does a musical or a concert, we're gonna go and we're gonna have a good time.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and then Dustin Milligan was on, who I love from Schitt's Creek. I think.
Have you watched Schitt's Creek?
Oh, I love Schitt's Creek. So my best
I
friend
didn't know
says,
you watch it actually.
oh yeah, my best friend says I'm Moira. I'm not like religious about it. Moira can be like,
I
have a tendency to
guess
put on
you're
airs.
Moira.
Sometimes I
Yeah,
get
I could see Moira. You're kind of like
haughty,
Moira. Yeah.
haughty.
Uh-huh.
So he plays a veterinarian on that show, and he's so
Yeah.
cute and so charming. And
He
this
is.
episode made
He
me
is.
love him even more.
Yes. Well, we'll get into later when his
Yeah,
friends
we'll get into it
come
later.
on too,
And
because I
then
gagged
that
about that. But yeah.
who I thought was an interesting choice for
Hmm.
this sort of genre. He hosts American Ninja Warrior. I've walked
Yes.
into my parents' living room and seen it on. I couldn't say I've watched any more than 10 seconds of the show, but a very interesting choice.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good though. It was nice to see him on there because, like I said, I live for when they have kind of like, well, I wouldn't necessarily call him like super like butch, if you will, but like he seems progressive enough, but you still wouldn't necessarily peg him to be someone who does drag. But I mean, knowing like when you look at him, you would almost think he might even be homophobic, but his personality, I could tell that he wasn't. So
Yeah.
it's nice that when they have people who just by looks alone, you wouldn't think they do a show like that.
Yeah, we'll get into
But
that.
when you get to know his personality, you're not, yeah. But
We'll
yeah.
get into that a
So yeah,
little
but
more.
that's a good lineup. That's a good lineup though of those three. I like those three.
Okay, so Rue, of course, is there, and then I keep saying they're the judges, but they're the mentors. The
They're the
mentors
mentors,
are
and
Nina
let's get into
West.
them when they come into the workroom.
Yeah,
Let's
Nina
let's get into
West,
them.
Bob the drag
Hmm.
queen, who we spoke on a lot on our show, and Kim
Yes,
G. I always forget
yes,
Kim G is so tall because you don't necessarily stereotypically think of Asian people as very tall, but she's like 6 foot something.
that girl's gonna come lumbering towards you, honey.
Mm-hmm.
She will. She really will. But let's get into each
Nina.
illusion. What do you think of? Well, no. Let's start with Rue. What do you think of his boy illusion?
Oh, well, he wears a suit everywhere. He feels like a suit makes him money. I love these big, like, signet rings that he's got on. And I just love that, like, Ducorny, like, wallpaper fabric that he's wearing in, like, a silk. So I like Rue as a man. Like, it's kind of like we were
This
talking
is
about, like, how the boys on Drag Race or, like, or anytime you kind of see them in
oh
videos or Instagram, they look a hot mess as a man and look like they're,
yeah.
like, I don't even know what. But, like, Rue's always very polished, and I appreciate that about
Yeah,
him.
one thing about him is he does look put together, but it's the kind of thing that like only works for him. Like if you tried wearing that, I'd be like Shane, you tried it. But it's just like things like this work on him.
Right. I like put on a button down for like one of these episodes and then immediately took it off and put on a t-shirt. I was like, why am I going to sit here for an hour? But I can't clean up well. So I'm a stylist after
She
all.
can.
I
Yeah.
live for Nina's look. I am living
Yeah.
gag gooped for Nina's look. I've never
I
seen
just
her
wish
look
there
so
was a way for
feminine.
her to like I just wish there was a way for her to like soften because she's another bitch that just looked like she's gonna come
This
lumbering
is
towards you. She
soft
just
for her. This is
for
soft.
her, but I wish there was a way to like I don't know how we fix it, but she just when you look at her, it's hard to see like it's hard for her to gain a fish body. It's always just like she's
Yeah.
always
There's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. So I
I
mean,
mean, I
she's a
guess.
good 6'2", 6'3", 240, 60. So that does not lend to a feminine shape.
I guess you're right. But there's gotta
So
be something. Well, because Bob, if you go we'll go back to the picture in a second, but Bob needs to get like he'll make himself look really like fish and small. Not I mean he's fish shape really well. Look, he looks dainty there compared to them.
right. Yeah, this is the most quote unquote fishy I've ever seen Bob really, really look. So she's looking
Yeah.
very like proper. She's
Yeah,
giving
she's starting
you
to get her stuff
very
together even
like
better.
I'm a young single woman in Lower Harlem going on a date.
Not Harlem though, but yes.
I said Lower Harlem, honey, near the park.
Oh, yeah, no, I like when she does kind of like a sleek moment like that with her hair up like that. Because she'll get like I don't know, she can get herself together sometimes. Sometimes it's just like it's a little bit tacky, but I do like when she gives us more of like a fashion look, and that's kind of more of her fashion look. Um,
And
and
then,
Kimchi, normally Kimchi is slaying, but talk about no body shape there, honey.
why did you have
She,
to steal my tagline?
I know that is your tagline. She looks like a loofah. She looks like a
I
loofah on a
don't
stick.
really know what's going on there. that's just a lot of look, from the hair to the makeup to the loofah to those tights,
Right.
to that little peak toe shoe. I mean, you could see that toe trying to break free, honey. Julianne Moore,
You
come
can
on.
you can well, the thing is she used to really like well, she slays with makeup. But like she used to also kind of slay for illusions too, and she's kind of losing her touch
Yeah. I
because
don't know what's going on with her.
this is winning
She was a
good
little
anything
off this
for her.
episode, I felt. Like, not extremely, like
Yeah.
cause for concern. But she didn't have that kimchi shine,
Yeah.
you know? Like
Yeah,
when she
for
said,
sure.
like,
I see.
"Do
I see.
not
I
come for
agree.
me." Like, that was hilarious. That wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Nothing.
I agree.
We can't hate on her. Maybe
Something
she's
was
just
off.
having a bad day.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
she
then
is a
we go
gag.
to the mini challenge with the cheerleaders and the legs. Is there a name for it when the legs perform? Like, is there a name in the drag community? Because they seem to do this often.
They're doing it a lot now, huh? I know. I don't know if there's a name. That's a good question.
So
But
Alex like was like beat and ready to go, like when he walked
Alex was ready.
ready. Like, I mean, he stole all the props. He knew
Right.
how to way around the makeup, and he's got a feminine face. You know, he's got a
He
very
does.
soft face, so that's very easy, you know, to paint over when you don't have a thick beard or other
Hmm.
things, you know, to do.
Well,
Dustin,
because like I said, he always is essentially pretty much always in drag on his daily life. So who knew?
and
Who
then
knew?
Dustin and Alex
Justin,
obviously had a little bit of trouble, even for Dustin being a senior.
honey, honey.
They had
Ooh.
a
What's his,
lot of issues.
Dustin did as good as he can, I guess. He did what he could basically. But the other one, oh, I was
Who
just like,
was
did you put red on his face?
the worst one on the first one? He was the oh, what was the first one's name? Not Nico and not the one from Riverdale, but the one from Superior Donut. What was his name? He was that one of this challenge. So
Oh
it,
yeah, for
it didn't
sure.
go so
Because
well.
what like look what is that? Is that like did he just paint his face red? I'm like
I,
his face just looks red.
I mean, it was like a child that, you know, got into her mother's like
Yeah,
beauty
looks like a
and,
cartoon.
and was
Talk about
like,
not knowing what
"You
he's
look pretty,
doing.
mommy."
Right. Like the other one didn't know Justin didn't know what he was doing, but he really didn't know what he was doing. I'm like, oh my goodness. It just looked like he painted his face red. Oh, honey.
All
No,
right,
no,
I'm
no.
looking at the.
Alex definitely deserved to win that challenge. So Alex won that challenge.
Yeah, Alex was great.
He deserved it.
I
Yeah,
love
he deserved
Alex.
it.
I want to get married.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so actually, before we move on to like the judges and all of that, like there was a lot of like workroom moments that were like very
Yeah.
touching. Like I thought all three of them. I wouldn't
Well,
say of the
let's
episode.
first start.
Okay, go on.
Let's first start by them picking who they're gonna like. Justin got to pair each person off.
Right.
So wait, actually no, Dustin won that challenge. Actually, no, Dustin won that challenge, which
Justin
is a
won
gag.
that challenge and he picked Nina
And
West.
he got to pick each one. So he picked Nina West, which I thought was interesting, and it ended up being fine because he did really well. But I was just like, my first thought would be Bob because Bob's literally a comedian,
Right.
and he knows
I
that
think it
because
was like I thought that the pairing was so good all the way around. I think that they ended up with who they were meant to end up in this very cosmic way.
it did.
Because Dustin's very sweet, Nina's very sweet. Nina's a good comedian.
True.
Let's not, don't sleep on Nina when it comes to comedy. I think she really pulls it out when she can. That may not be
But
what she's known for, but she's a comedy queen.
I guess you're right. But like, I still not when coming to a roast though. I would have picked Bob. But it did.
And
You're right though. It did end up
I
working
liked
for
Bob
him.
and Alex together. So because they were
Yeah.
so Bob's so bold, and so authentically himself, 120. And then Alex was like, kind of like we were talking about the last video, he's humming at an 80 in terms of drag,
True. And I
so,
mean, it's good too. Like I said, you're right. It ended up being like the
right.
best pairing because then it's also a matter of like black girl power in this bitch. So I'm not mad at it
Totally,
either. So, but yeah, but I
totally.
still just feel like when you think roast, I would immediately think Bob, but it did end up working.
Yeah, we'll get to that too, because they were all amazing during the roast. And then I'm
Yeah.
sorry, what is the man who hosts American Ninja's name?
I forgot his name too. That's why I kept saying the other one.
Um, Oh, it's like they always say at your audition, put a rose in your hair because they might not remember your name.
The American
So
Ninja
American Ninja
Queen.
Warrior host and Kim were like this weirdly like they were so in sync right away. You wouldn't
Hmm.
necessarily think that, but they really worked very, very well together.
Kim's actually really. She seems like she'll be really easy to get along with too. But I was just gagging when Dustin was just like, oh, like basically, I'm not going to put him with the comedy queen for Bob, almost implying that Kim Chi isn't a comedy queen. I'm just like, well, I've seen Kim Chi in some
Oh
videos.
yeah.
That bitch can read.
Her read is so like deep and like knife in the gut
Yes,
because she's quiet, so you're not expecting it. So it's like you're like, oh shit,
yes, yes. You should watch some like footage of them doing the Work the World tour and just like her behind the scenes. She's actually a gag.
Oh, I'm sure.
I've,
You know what we
I've
need
watched
to
a couple
do
clips.
if
She's a
it
gag
comes
on
to
tour.
Disco? We need to go to one of those roasts. You know, they do those roast tours.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I really
and no, we were talking about going to one. Wasn't there one in Castro? And we were talking
I
about going.
think so. There's always
There was
something going on
something
at
we were
the
talking about
Castor
going.
Theater that I always miss. I think the last time I actually sat inside the Castor Theater was Margaret Cho's comedy show in like 2015, which was awful. And I mind you, I'm a diehard Margaret Cho fan. So, but it was so political and so lesbian. You know, better
Oh wait,
description.
no, it wasn't roast. Remember, we wanted to go to something though, but it had Bob in it though. I do remember that. It was something that had Bob in it though,
Oh yeah,
but we
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
end up
It was
going.
one of those like Helenka, like sort of like Death Becomes Her, or like
Yeah,
they always redo the
yeah,
movies, you
yeah.
know.
But when the whenever the fuck we get out of here and the roast comes to SF, we must go.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's
By the
gonna
way,
be gag.
one day we hope to be in the same room recording the show. We're so much
Yes, at some point we are going to be in the same room. Yes,
without all our technical difficulties and talking over one another. So
yes,
we're much better. So we have
for
all
sure.
this brownness in one room that they won't be able to
Yes,
take it.
yes, honey.
Okay,
Right?
so
Oh my
but I
god.
love the sweet moments between like Nina and Dustin when they were like,
Yeah,
"This is the best date ever." So because they were so connected, it was so beautiful.
yeah.
Loved it.
I live for how progressive Dustin is.
Oh right,
I
totally. Yeah,
live.
they were so. They were like beyond committed. They were just
Right.
like in the moment this whole time, this whole thing. That's why I'm so
Mhm.
glad. Well, we're going to talk about it. Things happen later that like we're
Yeah.
so happy that they did. Okay, well let's move
Yeah.
on.
Yes.
Let's move on. So then we get to the roast, and then here's the judges, and so they really
Mhm.
read them for all their looks. They read Michelle and
Can
Ruth.
we get into their illusions?
Oh,
Because
they are always giving you both of them giving you the loudest jacket
right,
ever. Like, where do they get these jackets from?
I
Are they
have no
custom?
idea.
Because
But
like I don't see them even on like a Mr. Turk or some sort of
I
loud
don't think it's a
site
Mr.
like
Turk.
that. Yeah.
But I don't even know where Michelle got hers.
Right. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I have some
But
Mr. Turk bathing suits, but I don't have any Mr. Turk. Oh, actually, that lie. I do have one button down from them that I think I ordered with the bathing suit.
yeah,
It's very much
Ross,
my Palm Springs look.
Ross, the blazer Ross is wearing looks like it. Yeah, that actually looks like it's from Ross.
Yeah,
Be-
that does look like it's Mr. Turk, but that sequins. I feel like Carson's sequins are going to be like one of those bad pillows you see at TJ Maxx, where they're like that
but
uh,
funny enough,
that checkerboard on one side and then red
oh,
on the
and then you
other when
do
you put
yeah.
it down.
Although even though Carson's is more loud, I still for some reason I actually still like his more than Ross. I don't like what Ross is wearing. I don't like that blazer. It looks cheap. The fabric looks cheap.
Right. Oh, and then on a side note, I love when Rue does red. I love
Oh
like
yeah,
she doesn't do blonde. I think she just looks so like stunning. So I really
she does
love
look
that
so. I
dress.
like.
Like sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, as many times as you've seen Rue as Rue, there are just
Hmm.
sometimes she comes out on that runway or like the season finale, and you're just like, your mind
Yeah.
still
That's
explodes
what I'm saying.
after all
It's
this time.
each time she comes out, I'm always shocked. I'm just like, she never like she always outdoes herself. Like
Right,
it's
exactly.
amazing.
So, and she's talked about it too when she did the Vanity Fair cover, and she's done a Vogue article, and I think they were both photographed by Amy Leibovitz, but she really
Mhm.
like stays by the same team with like Raven doing her makeup. I think her hair people can change a little bit, but she
Uh
always
huh.
uses Zaldi for her costumes and her styling
She
because she
hooked.
knows what works for her. She's been with Zaldi since the late 90s.
She hooked Raven up. Raven must make a good coin
Oh
because
yeah, Raven's
she.
making a good 75 to if not $100,000 day rate off these shows alone for doing Rue's makeup.
Yeah, and then on top of that, she has fashion photo review
You. Oh, and gigs. I actually, my
and
friend,
gigs.
really early on when Logo was just emerging, he like got bundled as a marketing manager for like Nickelodeon, Logo, and some other network, I think TV Land. And so I was living in LA at the time, and he was like, "Come down to like Long Beach, like Pride, and just like hang out with me and Raven and all these
Hmm.
other girls." And Raven, the nicest person, so nice,
Really,
so really, really, really lovely. So
I think yeah, she seems like she'd be a gag.
yeah, she would. Yeah, yeah, and the makeup's really amazing in person because sometimes you see these, these queens in person. It's so much, but Ravens is almost like subtle. Like she has a lot of makeup on, but like it works. She really
Yeah,
is a technician in that
yeah.
way.
When she got her hands on Rue, she whipped Rue and like because if you go back to like the earlier seasons, like Rue was like Rue's always been snatched. But like if you compare the older seasons to when Raven got her hands on her, it's like ooh,
Well, I love that meme that's like circulating when Rue did Project Runway, and she's kind of in that Diana Verlin white shirt with the red jewelry, and she's just looking like elderly, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
baby, yeah, you need.
yeah. Because Raven manages to shave off all her years, which is why I say
Rue
she
looks
always looks like
30,
she's 40. Yeah.
but oh,
Well,
Rue's almost 60.
yeah, she's almost 60, but she looks like she could be in her. Well, I wouldn't give her 30s, but I'll give her early 40s.
Rue looks younger than me in drag.
Yeah, I don't want to say it, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. No, you. No, she no. That's why she's the drag queen.
Right, that's her sexy, sexy drag queen. By the way, I
Yeah.
like anytime I just like feeling bad about life, I just like turn on RuPaul Essentials and I feel better because the music's so
Yes.
awful, it's good.
And auto tune, but it's still so good.
And I'm like, kitty girl, it is your world.
Right. Let's think. She's not a vocalist, but the songs are gonna get you out of your fucking seat. Like,
No, please
no
don't
shade.
ever refer to the word vocalist and RuPaul in the same sentence ever again. So the auto tune is turned up to 22, honey.
It is. So she may not be able to sing, but she'll give you something to shake your ass to
Right.
and
Totally.
and stunt to, honey, because I'll work to some
I
supermodel
mean,
or I'll
there
work
are
to
just
cover
some
girl.
days where I just like want to go to Badlands and just like have a $4.50 drink special and just like kiki to kitty girl with like the Bridge and Tunnel crowd and just
Right.
feel like better about life. I think we've done
Exactly.
that.
We have. We
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Because every gay bar is gonna play a RuPaul song at some point in the night.
Right. That's so true. That's so true. Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Yes.
Okay. What is next? Okay. The roast.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The
So the roast of
girls, the
RuPaul.
mentors came out strong. Came out strong.
Yes. The mentors came out and then they introduced their daughter.
Right. But they
So
gave like, a good monologue. Like they gave a good roast. It was a
they did.
good
They
minute.
did.
And it was pretty incredible.
Yeah. So let's start with Nina's. What did you think of hers?
I can't even remember. The whole roast was so good. I can't even remember a standout because between
Yeah,
mentors and the
exactly.
contestants, everybody slayed. Even
Yeah.
Alex, who you wouldn't necessarily know as a comedy queen, slayed the house down boots.
I wasn't expecting Alex to slay that much.
Right, not
He
at all.
did. I wasn't even expecting him to slay.
I
And I
kind of
knew he had
figured
comedic
out
timing.
I kind of figured out what was wrong with Kim finally. Like I think since we're having a week of not body shaming people, but we're just gonna have to say that I think her look is a little off. But she gained some weight, not like a huge amount,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think
Maybe
she's
that's what it is.
about 15 to 20 pounds heavier.
Maybe that's what it is. So, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Something
She's
was off,
lost.
and I can see it here now that we're pausing. By the way, side
Yeah.
note, loving Bob's tracks. Like, so did
Oh,
she
yeah.
use her real hair and then just gave a little extension?
No, it's the wig. They have wigs.
It's a
that look like
wig?
that, honey. Yes, honey. A lace front will save your life.
Oh, I didn't know it was a wig. I thought she kind of did a little bit of her own hair and then that. Because back in the day, I would like snatch my boy Katie Couric hair like into a ponytail,
Right.
and then I'd use a track and like make a ponytail or like a big cinnabon. So that's what I
Oh.
thought she literally braided into her hair, and then the rest of this was
Oh, no.
track.
See, that's the old side of you, honey. You don't know about a good lace front. Honey, a lace front can do anything.
I made
That's
$40 a
literally
wig.
front.
I couldn't afford no lace front.
I know that's true, but now, honey, if you nowadays, if at least the Rue girls, if they're not wearing a lace front, they're pretty much gonna get red to filth. Like if you're wearing synthetic or as a Rue girl, you're gonna get red. I feel,
Right.
and as you should.
Like poor
It would
Trinity the
rue
Tuck when
money.
she didn't know what the lace front was.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How could you
No, but
forget?
but yeah, I know. But that was a really good one with the braids because it literally looked like it's going from her scalp. That was a good one. Yeah, I liked Bob's illusion there. And then yeah, Kimchi was giving Kimchi, but you're right. But maybe, but I mean, even though you said she gained weight, like you could still proportionize yourself.
Oh yeah,
So
Kim always gives you a good illusion, no matter what the
yeah,
size. I mean, she's never been a
yeah,
thick
but
girl, but I just kind of
yeah,
figured it out. I saw it in the face more there.
but you know what it is though? She needs a higher heel because she almost looks like you know how her legs look, you know, in the cartoons when like
Like ham hocks.
yeah, like it looks like a cartoon leg. Like those look like cartoon legs. So she just needs a higher leg and a higher heel to make her like make because it's she looks stumpy. The legs are like dumpy, so she just needs something to elongate them so that it's more like this.
Hold on, I had to turn on my ceiling fan in here because I am gonna die of heat exhaustion otherwise.
Oh yes, honey, it's hot. But
I'm in the Central
the,
Valley.
I know.
Okay,
But yeah, but
let's
yeah,
move on.
her heel's just too low, but she's fast.
Okay, let's move on to the judges. Dustin Milligan. When
Now
he came out,
that was
I
a woman.
literally thought it was Alexis Arquette coming back from the grave. And I say that in the most like highest complimentary way because I love Alexis Arquette. But this was, it was like Alexis Arquette and Elon Musk, mother May Musk having a baby. It was a little old, didn't you think?
Yeah, see, but here's the thing. It works and it would work for someone taller, but it does work. You know what?
How tall is he?
I don't know, maybe like 5'9", 5'10".
I'm gonna look this up on my phone.
But I'm just thinking like, did you say comedian? He's not a comedian.
None of them really are essentially comedians, but they
He's
all, you could really see the acting training in
yeah.
uh, all of them. And then, for Alex, he isn't necessarily an act. Well, I guess,
Well, no. He's an actor because he acts. See, it's funny too because like, because Bob and Monet have a podcast together.
Mhm.
It's called Sibling Rivalry, and I guess Bob was saying how Alex said that he wouldn't consider himself an actor. He's a singer, but the thing is, he can act. And I was surprised he would say doesn't really consider himself an actor because when I watched Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, he acts his ass off too. And so that's how come I knew he'd be able to somewhat do the comedic because on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, he's the one that makes me gag the most because he actually really does have comedic timing on there. So I was surprised to hear that he doesn't necessarily consider himself an actor. And even when he was in that musical, like he was acting his ass off. But I guess he just considers himself a singer first. But
Okay,
he
Dustin
can act.
Milligan is
Mhm.
5'10".
Oh, he beats shorter. Okay, but still, I guess. Well, then I guess it's not because he's short, but just something about he doesn't have like enough leg or something. He just ends up looking.
Well,
He
yeah, I
lost
don't
his
know.
neck.
When you're giving that much shoulder and all that volume, it kind of can come off great. So that's what I like's going
Yeah,
on with the other
but
one.
I do think. But the thing is, though, that illusion would be good
Okay,
for somebody because it does hide
before we
muscular
go any
arms.
further, we need to know this poor man's name. Matt
Oh yeah.
Easton.
Oh yeah,
Matt
Matt Eastman.
Easton. I
Yes,
can't keep
Matt
referring to him as
Eastman.
the other one.
Yes,
Okay.
I know.
So Matt
That
actually, I think, is look amazing. For a man of that stature to come out looking that fish, incredible.
true, but I would have liked to have seen that red number on Matt. That's better for Matt, I would say.
Oh no, honey, you can't add that extra volume when you have those shoulders and you're that thick. You can't add
But
more.
it'll it'll hide the shoulders because what's working for him is we don't know what the fuck his body type is looking like in that red. So at least we would just be confused to what the fuck from Matt's body
Oh
type
no,
would be. You see
I
what I mean? I could,
guarantee you, if you would have switched outfits on them, you would have been rating Matt for Phil.
but right now I'm reading him because I still clock the broad shoulders. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they didn't do enough to like make him a little more dainty. There's a way to make him dainty.
Dainty,
Yeah.
dainty. How do you want to make a man that size dainty?
There's got to be something. I would just like to see. I'm just curious what the red would look like on him because the reason that works for him on Dustin is because I
Child,
like.
you were living in a fantasy world. You're like, Nina didn't look small enough. Matt didn't look dainty. They are big people. There ain't no way you're gonna make them dainty. It
Well,
ain't
dainty
angina.
as dainty as they can be but like I said though, like I like Dustin though because it's like I don't know what the fuck his body looks like. So and that for that reason, I like the idea of that. The only problem I have is that it's losing a neck. So what we do is, because I like to fix shit, let's give it a low neckline,
She's
and
always a
then
tailor, ladies and gentlemen. Always a tailor.
yes, honey, we have to customize things to our body type. So that right now that's the problem. So right now, because it's just giving you neck and then red. But if we give her a low neckline, then we'd be like, oh, okay, she's elongated and we're still covering up her boy body. So that's why I say it could potentially be for either one. But I just don't like that blue number on Matt because it looks like an old lady. Again, mother of the bride.
Okay, how are we feeling about Alex and her feather fantasy?
That is everything.
Yeah.
That is everything.
I'm glad that,
When,
what I was worried, I thought they were maybe going to use like her half-shaved head as like her real hair and somehow like dress it up. But they put a wig on her, honey. They put a lace.
Honey, you gotta put a wig on her. But honey, the thing, when Bob turned her around and showed her a little preview of the makeup, I was like, oh, green eyeshadow? Like, what is that? Like, I was just flabbergasted, and I was just like, she looks hideous. But then once the wig came on and the dress, I was like, oh, that's actually cute. But I wasn't feeling the green eyeshadow at first. I wasn't into it. But then I was like, okay, now she's cute. And I like that green number. The dress is cute. And that did a really good way. That was really good at covering up her body.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, because yeah, we'll get into that a little later as well. All right. So let's move on. Okay, so then the judges come out for the runway. Wait, who won the roast? Did Dustin win the roast or did Alex? I can't even remember.
Oh, no one won actually, right? Yeah, no, there was no winner.
They all won. Winner that's later. Okay. So
yeah, there wasn't a winner for the roast. Yeah.
So Nina, Bob, and Kimchi all come out and introduce the contestants. I mean, this is just like they're all so on brand, So for what.
But here's my thing with Nina. Let's start with Nina. It's giving me. Now you know what? This made her look dainty. I will say that because the shoulders brought her in, and then the hips, so it made her look dainty. So it did make her look smaller. So for that reason, it's good. But it looks like a costume, and yes, to some extent, drag is when you're in drag, you're in a costume. But it looks like a Halloween costume in the sense like it's giving me cheap. Do you understand? What do you think? Like,
you're making me laugh today. You really are. What else are you going to do with that body shape?
No, I don't mind. No, I don't mind the cut. She's serving. I said the cut is serving, but I'm talking about fabrics now.
To make those shoulders bigger and elongate.
No. I wouldn't change the shape, but we need to change the textiles, honey.
Oh, that you didn't like the Judy Jetson vibe?
Do it better. Now, again, let's try to fix it. Now, what if we gave it very much like clear fabric or something, like a clear, like kind of like a plasticky material? That might have been cute, and it would still be kind of like that Jetson thing, but it would just look it still might look clear too.
Clear,
but it would be at least
she has 16 new pairs of hose on underneath here. Clear.
Well, no, of course you would line it though, bitch. Like it would, like just more. I guess it just means plastic then. But then the parts on the side, like
if she did all that mess you're talking about her doing, you would be reading her to filth. You'd be.
I don't think so. I'm just trying to figure out how can we keep her same vision of like the Jetson or whatever, but make the fabric look a little bit more new. Because I think that's my problem. It's giving me Halloween mixed with old. That's like a very dated form of drag. I'd like to see a new, and so that's probably why I said plastic, because that's like very now. But like that's probably why I said the clear plastic or whatever, because it's now. I'm just trying to figure out how we can make this now, because that to me looks like drag from the early 2000s. That's what I mean. That's my problem. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's Nina's heyday, honey. She probably got this from the Nina West show in Topanga, Kansas, wherever she's from.
But here's the thing. Okay, now here's the thing.
2000, like Ru did from the Rupaul show.
Okay, no, but Shane, we're not gonna let these girls have a pass, and I'm really not gonna let Nina. And here's why: if you are so snatched, because she's not a fashion queen, but she's enough of one. Because if you're so snatched with your illusions, your performances, and just overall, but your illusions, that Sia stole a dress from you, I'm gonna expect your fabric to not look like that. Sia stole a dress from her.
Oh, I didn't know about all
that. You remember? You didn't know that she had this dress where it's like she's like this gown, right? And then like she had like a bunch of people in just covered in fabric, and then they slowly started like dispersing, and then you realize it was the dress was just fabric, it was just people. So that idea, Sia has done that before. Sia has done that before. So she has good ideas with clothing. So when you're that innovative, I'm gonna expect you to not bring early 2000s. I need you to roll with the punches, honey. Keep up with the times. I know she's an older queen, but
let's move on to Bob. Abridged, by the way.
You said what?
We're supposed to be getting into contestants' illusions, not the mentors.
No, bitch, we're getting into everyone's illusions. We're fashion people. We're getting into illusions. That's our brand.
I'm living for like Bob as a futuristic Hillary Clinton here.
Yeah. That's the main reason why I wanted to put the the Woo Girls, because Bob's illusion was the best. Like when I saw it, I was just like, ooh, that's so snatched. So I had to put him in. I had to put them in.
I think my neighbors are fighting behind me.
Oh, gag. Yeah, no. When I saw Bob come out, I was just like, yes, honey. That might be the best illusion I've seen him in. Actually, I was really into it.
Right?
Maybe
Yeah,
because it's something I would wear. But
she's very femme.
Yeah. Yeah, I would wear that in a second. You know, I live for a good black and white moment.
All right.
Very chic.
What about Miss Kim Chi?
I don't hate it. She's looking a little washed out. I don't hate it. I would like to see the tights not be white, like do her skin tone so it looks like her legs or something maybe. But I don't like the white tights. And then, yeah, I mean, other than that, oh, actually, know what? No, scrap that. Let's do black tights. I might like that. We need something dark. She's just giving me pale blob.
It's very like mumsy. It's very matriarchal
it is mumsy
family.
Too. Yeah. And then maybe if we were gonna keep it like that, maybe we do a hair up moment then. Because the hair is blending in. Or black hair. I don't know if she's ever done one. But maybe do black hair because that hair is fading into the dress then. Keep that same cut, but do it in black.
True. That's definitely true.
Yeah. So I'm not mad at it. It's fine.
Let's move on. All right. The big runway reveal. I mean, they got a lot of shape out of these three, considering there was either a man shape or not a lot of body shape.
Right.
So
they did.
I mean, they give this big. What did you feel? Did you feel Dustin was too covered up?
But I mean, later towards the lip sync, he peeled it off and he had a one piece though.
Oh, I guess. Was that meant for the real? Because those titties were big.
I know, it was his reveal. He had a reveal. But I don't know. I'm just again, I'm gonna be harder on these illusions because, well, this was shot in 2019. But yeah, this was shot in 2019 because I was watching Monet's show and Nico went on there and he was saying they filmed that like a year ago. So I don't know. Since this was 2019, this was still a time of like better drag. And I just still feel like what Dustin's wearing also looks like something early 2000s drag.
Yeah, it's not very current. It's very almost futuristic.
Yeah. That's always like the go-to kind of drag, like, oh, futuristic.
Overall, I
would like to see
the
more.
illusion they gave him was very old. I didn't feel like he's very, you know, I'm trying to think of maybe Milk's not a good example, but like, I don't know, a handsome man who made a very like modern lady. I thought they were kind of go a little bit more with that, but yeah, like you said, it's very old drag, very old, you know.
I'm just expecting, and again, yes, they're not drag queens, but I'm expecting their mentors and the people, because I know there's probably like stylists and shit also helping too behind the scenes. So I'm expecting them to really like elevate them, because now you're working with celebrities. It's just like whip them into shape. Don't give them the same level of drag as like someone who's starting just coming on the first season, and they have to whip up a bunch of things from their 3K that they had in their bank account to come to the show, because these are celebrities. They have more resources, so I'm expecting more.
She checked the numbers, honey. She had that financial statement, honey. All right, what are we thinking about Alex in this Mae West bodysuit?
I don't mind it. I actually don't mind it. I actually kind of like it. I actually like the yellow hair. You
I
you're not
like that
feeling it?
he went so full fish, but I do
Yeah,
see sort of the problems. Like you could see
that is a
the
breastplate.
band of the tights up to the
Well, you thought that
titty.
I remember you saying she has titties, and I was just like, she does have titties, but those are that's a breastplate.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. But they
But
also used a little bit at the tip though, her real
they
man.
did. But I would have rather her just give us like if they put like cutlets right here or something and just use her own titties.
Oh no, she doesn't have the shape for that. I mean, it was already kind of bagging here at the bottom. So they did the
True,
best they could.
true. I don't like that I can clock that the titties are plastic though.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it from here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Mark over here with her bedroom illusions, her robe illusions?
Again, very early 2000s kind of starter drag. You could see any queen doing like her slow song number in a
Mhm.
drag show to that. So I'm expecting more with
Right.
celebrity RuPaul Drag Race.
I still like the hair and makeup. I thought that was very good for a man who looked like her. Did.
Yeah, the hair and makeup's good, but it just could have been a better illusion. But yeah, it's fine. But it's nothing. It's nothing. I liked what Lonnie wore because Lonnie's was similar to that last time, so I like Lonnie's version of that more
Okay.
than this.
All right.
I
So
mean,
so my thoughts overall were I really loved everybody was really, really committed. Like they really like
right,
Jessica was such a fan of Drag Race. Alex is already kind of living in that community and just needed more of like a push,
right.
to be that full drag. And then with Mark, I just felt like it was so like you said, it's just so unexpected, for a man who looked like him, his background being on this really
Hmm.
like tough, aggressive hetero show. And even Ross, said you look like the
Right.
bullies who used to tease me. You sound like the bullies who used
Yeah.
to tease me. And that was very like left field. I wasn't expecting that to
Well,
come
no, he
from
doesn't
the
sound like
conversation. Well, that's what
it
Ross
though,
said.
because
That's not
I
how
feel
I feel.
like
That's what
I'm
Ross.
surprised he didn't say sound. He's no, I thought he just no, he just said look. I thought he just
I
said
think he
look.
said sound. I mean, I can't say that 100% without fact checking it, but
Really? Well, I'm surprised that he would say that because even like for me, like when he starts talking, you can kind of get like a progressive tone. I get like immediately a progressive tone from him. I don't get like a homophobic potential kind of tone.
right. But even for
But
NBC to be like, yeah, go ahead and do this show for that audience that's there, I thought was very cool. I thought that was very like
NBC. Wait, is that what the show
that's
comes
the
on?
show that American Ninja Warriors on.
It comes on NBC? I thought it came on
They
like Channel 2 or
ABC,
something.
one of the
NBC?
major networks. It's one of the big
Yeah, I don't
ones.
think it's NBC. But
So
yeah, it's a major network.
I'm
But I
glad
mean, if it
that
came on Channel 2, they wouldn't mind. But
right. I mean, it's in the
no,
first
I would, yeah,
channels of anywhere you are in America. But I thought that was really, really cool that he would
yeah,
like do something like this. So
yeah, that was
so
really good.
I mean, it by far, without question, was my favorite episode of Celebrity Drag Race thus far. So I thought it was
Me too. This is my
very
favorite episode as well.
fully fleshed.
Could we speak on their family and friends coming in the workroom?
Right. 'Cause, yeah, I was like, that Dustin has a partner, like a female cisgender partner. And I was like, why are you guys
Yeah, so I was just like,
different?
yeah, why I was just yeah, that to me I was a little bit like, oh, let's just like, oh, let's like it's like it almost kind of read like, let me show the people that I'm really progressive and that I have two faggot friends. Like I almost came off like that, no shade. Like, let me parade my faggot friends into the workroom. So it kind of came off like that, and it's just, I really like that I really like that he has like a gay couple as
Really, are the
his
most
close
two
friends.
boring
That's
gays
sweet.
alive.
But I
I
would
was like, could you
if
find the
they were
most
really
two
boring
boring
too.
people in West Hollywood?
I mean, I know as his friends, I know, but still, I like that he has them as friends because you don't necessarily see that many straight people, I guess, with gay couple as friends. So I like that, but I still would have rather him bring his partner in there because
Right.
that would have been more of a gag to see her reaction, to be honest.
Right. And then what about
But he
poor
was just like,
Alex? Didn't even have a little friend they could fly out to LA. That was really sad. Had to do that
I
FaceTime.
know, but the thing is, but I was confused that they did FaceTime because I know that queen. That queen has been in a couple things. Have you not
She
seen
was
her
in Love
before?
Simon. She was the black femme queen in Love
Yeah, yeah,
Simon.
that's what it
That's the
is.
only thing I know her from.
She was in that. She was in that end. And again, a musical theater fish. So there's a show there was a show called, it's canceled now, but it was called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. He was
Oh,
in that as well. It was like a musical show. he was in that as well. So I'd imagine they shoot that in LA. So I'd imagine he lives in LA. I could be wrong though, but
Maybe
why
she
should he
was
be
like
there?
filming that
They could
day or
they could have
something.
brought him down there.
Honey, I mean, let's face
Maybe.
it, she's not an A-list actress. She probably needed whatever day rate she could get. 150 to 500. Okay. Very much housework type
True.
of season
Very
go.
true. But I thought that was interesting though. I thought that was interesting though that was her good Judy, because I was just like, oh, I guess like the gay. I mean, it would make sense that the
Right.
gay
Oh,
acting
literally, they were like the same
scene
person.
is really small.
Both like femme, black, gay, and entertainment. I was like, girl, mirror image.
She's not femme. The friend isn't femme though. I wouldn't say she just has long hair. But I think her aesthetic is, I don't know if she identifies necessarily as femme. She just has long hair, bitch. That doesn't make you femme. I think she more so, if she were to identify as something, I think she's more of like a preppy queen. Because if you clock it, she's always giving you some type of like polo or something, and then she'll put a sweater here. She kind of gives you like, I almost want to call her kind of like I don't know, she almost looks like a black, I don't know who, but she looks like she played golf. Like that's how she dresses. She gives you preppy fish. I wouldn't call her femme per se though. Not at the same level as Alex. I mean, she is feminine, but I'm just saying, don't let the long hair.
I'm just listening to your argument. I'm letting you flesh it out.
I'm just saying, don't let the
You were
long hair.
very confident in that statement. I've never heard such confidence from you.
Yeah, because like I said, I studied and I couldn't figure out. And I was just like, oh, I think she just likes preppy. I think she just likes prep. Like she just likes to give you preppy fish. So I just I was trying to figure out her aesthetic, and I was just like, oh, I guess she's like a preppy queen. That's how come I know about her. So when she came on the screen, I knew her because I already clocked her in so many things, and I was kind of always curious about her. And with each thing that I saw her in, I was just like, oh, because she's been in like Todrick's videos too. And so like I've always kind of like wondered like where, and then so I just came to the conclusion,
Oh,
she's a preppy queen.
Todrick's videos, Butch Trade.
No, she did like a little dance. She was like in the background part of the ensemble.
I couldn't
like,
hold in the read. I couldn't hold.
Oh, but you know what? Oh my God! But that reminds me, though. Not come to think of it too, because I just had a flashback to one of Alex's early music videos, and she was actually in one of those music videos too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like watch all these again. Okay.
Yeah, she's a gag. But yeah,
where were we? I don't even know where we're. Summing up our thoughts.
Well, everyone in the workroom, family members, and then
family members, yeah. And then the Ninja Warrior guy had the girlfriend come, so which was like pretty uneventful. So
yeah, but I mean, it's nice to, but that was a gag when she motorboated him. But I just like the idea. I just like the spouse coming in or the significant other coming in, because I feel like that's going to be more of a gag. But that's why I was kind of just like, it's nice that you have gay friends. I would have liked to see the gay friend and his girlfriend come then, actually, right. Or his wife, because he had a wedding ring. So I would have liked to see the wife come.
Oh, yeah. And how can we forget the most important thing of all? They lip sync to Celine Dion's "It's All Coming Back to Me Now," the most like dramatic drag song that was ever sung of the past 30 years.
What gagged me is Matt was ready when he dropped on that beat on the first lyric. I said, "Go the fuck off, bitch," because I wasn't expecting him. He instantly tapped into plus he was serving fish. If I had to choose a winner, I actually might have picked him just for that drop alone, because that's something I would do. I was just like, yes, honey, you better start.
They were also good. They were so, like Bob said, there was no clear winner. They were all so nuanced in their own way.
Yes, he said it perfectly. Oh, honey.
Like I live in a bad neighborhood or something.
Okay, honey, I'm scared. No. But yeah, no, yeah, Bob hit the nail on the head. They were each giving you something different. Like, Alex is giving you kind of like fish. I'm giving you dainty. Dustin was like into the song. He's giving you emotion.
Oh yeah.
And Matt was just going for it, because Matt was giving you kind of like the acting part of it. I live for what Matt gave. If I had to pick a winner, though, I'd probably pick Matt.
All three of them were incredible. I was so glad when Rue didn't choose a winner, because just throughout overall, from maybe they got off to a little bit of a rough start with the mini challenge, but the roast and the runway, everybody was so well prepared, so well
I would
thought
not be able to pick
out.
a winner for the roast
Oh,
because everyone was
yeah,
so
if
good.
there was a gunshot to my head. And for like neither three of them are necessarily known as comedians. Like that's not their
Yeah,
main work. One's a host, one's an actor, one's a singer. But that performer thread really came out in all of it. Just that
yeah.
no matter what, the two are delivering dialogue basically on a
Well,
daily
if
basis.
anything, you should be. Well, actually, yeah, I guess they're all comedians, but
Well, not
like I
professional.
wasn't too
I wouldn't
surprised.
say that's what they were known for. I wouldn't
Well,
say
no, Matt's
Justin
a
Milligan,
comedian. Well,
comedian.
yeah, I mean, yeah, Matt's the actual comedian, though, right?
No, I think he's just
I
kind
thought
of
he's
more
a
known as
comedian
a
too.
host.
Oh yeah, he said he's never done stand up. You're right, huh?
Yeah.
He said he's never done stand up. Oh, then I guess you're right. But I'm saying like for
I think if
Alex
it was like had to
and
be like it would be like Justin Milligan, actor, uh, Ninja Warriors dude, host,
he's just
um,
host. Okay, I thought he
Alex,
did stand up for some reason
singer,
at some point, but I guess you're right. He didn't. But I'm saying for Alex and Dustin, it's not too surprising that they were able to tap into like funny, if you will, because like um it's not too surprising because Dustin's role is, I mean, he's not the funniest on Schitt's Creek, but he does have to have
oh
an
no, he
element of
definitely does
comedic
comedy.
timing on his role. Yeah, and then Alex, he actually does a lot of roles where he has to have comedic timing too. So it's not, I wasn't too surprised that they were able to tap into it. I just didn't expect them to do that well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, overall, it was just incredible. You didn't know what was lacking from this kind of specials of RuPaul Secret Celebrity Drag Race until this episode 3.
Yeah,
Oh, this is what it should have been from episode 1. Like, I felt
that's
like
what it
if it
is.
was Nico and Vanessa with stronger players, it could have been that for the first 2 episodes. But this one, they
Right.
really hit the mark. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just
every single
really,
person was good.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
but if now let's do this because I like to break shit down and choose and switch shit up. If you had to pick a winner for the lip sync, who would you
oh, Jesus.
pick?
Dustin, because he was so passionate about it. Just
Really?
really, really wanted to be there. I mean, it's once again, it's like a gun to my head. It's like I picked them for different reasons. I could pick
I know.
Alex because it was such a full push for a full transformation. And American Ninja Warrior dude, Matt's his name, right? I cannot remember
Yeah, Matt.
my life for this episode. Just so left field. I commend him for just being so open-minded, to something.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
No, if I had to pick, I'm giving it to Matt because when he hit that drop, he was ready and I was sold. I was just, because I was just so, like, I was more so because I was like so flabbergasted how he was able to tap into fish like that. I wasn't expecting him to serve his lip sync like that. Like, I wasn't expecting him to be that dainty, but he hit that and was like, I was like, oh my God, I didn't know he had that in it. Because you look at him, he's just like this big burly man. Who would have known that that's in him? So just goes to show you that people will have a different personality when they're in drag. It'll come out or it can come out
yeah,
because it certainly
isn't
did
this
for
what
him. I
that
was
show
gagged.
is all about?
Yes,
All
and
right,
that's
we
that's
better wrap it up because we are
what
getting to the witching hour. But yeah, I think we got all our thoughts out. We were just both very
yes, honey.
impressed, very, very impressed all the way around. Okay,
Yes, this was a really
we
good episode.
literally have
You
no
guys,
idea.
stay tuned.
Oh,
Hmm?
oh no, go ahead, go
Well,
ahead.
you go.
Oh, I
Or
was
were
like,
you
I
going? Or
don't
you
even
going?
really know what we're coming up next with.
Oh
What's
well, no, yeah, well that's yeah. I was gonna say, stay tuned for next episode, you guys, because we have a surprise celebrity guest.
Oh, I forgot all about that. That person just confirmed, like literally, like 3 minutes
Yes,
before we started this. So I forgot all about that. It hasn't even like seeped in my. And
yes,
mind you, like it's a good one. It's a little like demi SF celebrity who's had a little bit of television fame. So
yes.
we
So you
get
guys are gonna
that.
live. So stay
Yeah.
tuned for a surprise. Yeah,
So I'm
stay
excited.
tuned
I
for
think
next
a
episode, you
third
guys.
person will bring a lot more color to this conversation. So our conversations are
Yes,
colorful, but we gonna paint with all the colors of the rainbow, honey. All right.
yes.
Bye,
Stay
y'all.
tuned. But yes, you guys. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
See you.